वो बात सारे फसाने में जिसका जिक्र न था, वो बात सारे फसाने में जिसका जिक्र न था, वो बात उनको बहुत नागवार गुजरी है. Why am I reciting this शेर by Faiz Ahmed Faiz? Because there is a storm swirling around a powerful new film called Phule. Directed by Anant Mahadevan and starring Pratik, Gandhi and Patralekha, the film tells the story of two fearless reformers, Jyotirao and Savitribai Phule, who fought caste oppression and championed education for women in 19th century India. But just days before its scheduled release on April 11, 2025, which is today and happens to be Phule's own birth anniversary, the film was stopped in its tracks. The Central Board of Film Certification, or CBFC or Censor Board, demanded a series of edits. Why? Because Brahmin community groups raised objections. The release is now pushed to April 25th. Dialogues have been cut, scenes altered, words erased, and critics are asking, is this just sensitivity or is it censorship that rewrites history to protect privilege? Let's unpack what happened and why it matters in today's Honest Take. Hello, my name is Tejas and you're watching Lokmat Times. Before we move ahead with today's story, our usual request, please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and press the bell icon to never miss an update. So let's start. What is this film about? As the name suggests, Phule is a tribute to Jyotirao and Savitribai Phule, two visionaries who dared to challenge the rigid caste system and fought for the rights of the poor and the oppressed. Their efforts laid the foundation for social justice in India. The film aims to capture their struggles, especially how they were opposed by the upper castes of that time. But now, after the censor board's cuts, many say the film's message is getting lost. First things first, what did the censor board ask to remove? After complaints from Brahmin groups, the CBFC suggested changes to the script, scenes and even words used in the film. Here is what they wanted removed or changed. First, let us take a look at removed terms. The CBFC asked to remove terms like Mahar and Mang. These are names of historically oppressed caste in Maharashtra. Critics say removing them whitewashes the truth about caste discrimination. Second term asked to remove is Peshwai. This refers to the Peshwa regime under which many caste-based injustices happened. Deleting this, many say, is like pretending those events did not exist at all. The third term CBFC objected to is Manu's caste system, a reference to the Manusmriti, an ancient Hindu text blamed for justifying caste hierarchies. Cutting this out has angered those who say you cannot talk about caste injustice without naming its root cause. Now let's come to the dialogues that were asked to be modified by the censor board. First modification, a line that originally said 3000 years of slavery was changed to just many years of slavery. This change makes the line vague and less powerful. Second modification, a sharp dialogue that criticized caste norms जहां क्षूद्रों को झाड़ू बांधकर चलना चाहिए was dulled down. Third modification, a 43-second monologue that used the phrase यहाँ 3M है was completely chopped off. Now let's come to the scene changes suggested by CBFC. A scene where a man carries a broom and where schoolboys throw cow dung at Savitribai Phule were replaced. Both visuals highlight caste humiliation, but critics argue that replacing them tones down the brutality of the original message. So why did Brahmin groups object to these? These are all historically recorded facts. But the controversy began when organizations like the Brahmin Federation, led by Anand Dave, accused the film of portraying Brahmins in a bad light. They claimed the film showed Brahmins as villains and ignored the few who may have supported Phule's cause. Their biggest complaints were a trailer scene showing a Brahmin boy throwing cow dung at Savitribai, and the belief that the film spreads casteism instead of offering an inclusive view. Anand Dave said, the story is one-sided. We are not against the truth, but it should include all sides. This could increase caste tensions. The CBFC's move has triggered strong reactions from politicians, activists, and the film fraternity. Critics say the cuts distort the truth. Words like Mahar or Peshwai are not just words. They tell the story of real oppression. Taking them out is like editing history. Leaders like NCP's Jayant Patil slammed the CBFC for being soft on films like the Kashmir Files and the Kerala Story, which many say have a biased narrative. But when it comes to a film about caste injustice, the board becomes overly cautious. Why the double standards? Congress leader Vijay Wadettiwar pointed out the irony. The government often praises Jyotirao Phule in speeches, but does not want people to watch a film about his own struggles. It's like celebrating a hero while silencing his story. Director Anant Mahadevan, though disappointed, agreed to the changes to avoid further delays. He said some of the cuts seemed unnecessary and reflected misunderstandings about the film's purpose. He clarified that Phule fought against casteism, and that's exactly what the film shows. Nothing more, nothing less. Now let's come to my honest take on this controversy. This isn't just about a few scenes being cut. It is about history being trimmed to fit someone else's comfort zone. It is about turning sharp truths into dull whispers. When real stories about caste, pain, and resistance are softened or silenced, we are not just editing a film, we are editing memory itself. Political pressure deciding what stays and what goes, that's not cinema, that's control. Marginalized voices have fought for centuries just to be heard. And when their stories finally make it to the screen, are we really okay with muting them all over again? The Phule controversy isn't just about one film. It's about a much bigger fight over who owns history, who gets to speak, and who is forced into silence. Jyotirao Phule and Savitribai Phule did not play it safe. They spoke truth to power, even when it hurt. Sanitizing their legacy is not just unfair, it is disrespectful. And if we can't tell the truth in a biopic about Phule, then what kind of freedom do we really have? I will leave it to you to ponder upon this. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and keep watching Lokmat Times for more such stories.